Now back to what brought us to Washington, the completion of the 19th and newest Smithsonian Museum.
It has been 100 years in the making. The Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture is about to open its doors to the public. I just love saying that. Yesterday, Norah and I joined Lonnie Bunch, the museum's founding director, for a tour of what makes this place so very special, inside and out.
On the mall, it's mainly white marble, and I thought, could we do something that gave a little color to this?
In more ways than one.
Well, and then that's what I realized.
Wrapped in bronze and inspired by the three-tiered crowns used in West African art, the National Museum of African American History and Culture shines brightly near the center of the National Mall.
This is a cabin from Edisto Island, South Carolina.
But to get a sense of the African American experience, you have to go below the surface, 5 stories down.
At its peak, it would hold between 8 and 16 people would be in that cabin.
A cabin for slaves and shackles small enough to restrain a child, are reminders of America's regretful past.
After World War II, the notion of sit-ins really caught on.
While a stool from a Greensboro, North Carolina lunch counter represents a resolve to move beyond segregation.
What I see is something very simple. Sitting in a chair is transformative.
This museum will challenge your emotions. Tears will be shed here. But there's joy to be found, too.
You gotta say this is cool.
Like Chuck Berry's cherry red Cadillac.
Did you sit in the dress?
Now, you know, you're supposed to treat artifacts with respect, but of course I sat in there. What, are you kidding me?
About 40,000 artifacts have been collected. The fact that less than 10% of it is on display is emblematic of the pride and dedication that made this museum a reality.
So I'm very humbled. I think in some ways, my biggest worry was, could we find this stuff?
After President George W. Bush signed legislation to create the museum in 2003, Congress designated $270 million, or half of what it would cost to build it. Over $300 million more came through fundraising efforts, while corporate partners, business leaders, and celebrities were the top donors. $4 million came from people giving whatever they could afford, like the $1 million pledged by the congregation of the Alfred Street Baptist Church in Alexandria, Virginia.
The church tried to emphasize that every gift mattered and wanted every member to believe that no matter how large or small your gift, you're making history.
People are going to be able to leave their stories behind. Ultimately, their picture and their story will be here.
Visitors can add their history, too, using an interactive display. But the newest Smithsonian Museum is not a time capsule. It's a place where you will be encouraged to explore current events, including the complicated conversations of race that continue today.